Hi, this is Dr. Dan Woodard from Vibrate-A-Way. I want to welcome everybody watching. I don't know if my cat is in the shot or not, but Nelson, she is a very non-shy cat. She likes to get into a lot of different videos, so if you see that, pay no attention, as I'll try not to. So I'm continuing on my series about musculoskeletal facts that you might not want to hear, but we need to say them. And I touched on in earlier videos about age. And I said there are some realities that we do have to face with age. So some of them are basically because of other factors, and some things are just caused by age. And the biggest one that I see, I'm going to give a little visual demonstration. No, it's not here's the church and steeples, but it's going to be close. Our ligaments, when we're 18, boy, they're like this. Really tight. They hold us in. But as we get older, they loosen up. It's the viscoelasticity. See, now that's a hard word. Viscoelasticity. It's the viscoelasticity in our ligaments that make them tight. Of course, when we're younger, they're healthier, they're younger, they hold us in. But as we get old, sort of like an old rubber band, it loses that elasticity. And so just like an old rubber band wrapped around a paper, it's going to kind of hold that form. And as a result, our joints are looser. They're more susceptible to injury because of that. And what happens then is the brain will not tolerate a sloppy joint. So your brain knows this. Sort of like a car's computer. If you remember me saying we're a machine, we are. And we have a central programming computer up here called the brain. And it knows that those ligaments are loose. And it will not tolerate a sloppy joint because that could lead to injury. So what the brain's going to do is it's going to use the best thing that it can, and that is the muscle. See, muscles surround the joints. They cause the bones to move within that joint system, and it's going to tighten them up to help secure that joint. That's why when we get older, we lose our flexibility. We can't move as good. And the postures are drawn in. If you ever notice the difference between a 7-year-old and a 70-year-old, it's huge. You know, the young people are standing up straight, shoulders back, they're limber, they can move all over the place. And those of us in our 70s, I'm not quite there yet, but those who are in the 70s, the shoulders are rolled in, and flexibility, what's that? That's because the brain is trying to protect your joint system, and it's tightening up those muscles. So, a big mantra that was being bandied about was that older people should do weight-bearing exercises for their overall health. And I'm not saying that that's bad for you. Don't get me wrong. Don't pin that one on me. But what I am saying is if you work on strengthening muscles, you're already going to tighten already tightened up muscles. We're all about getting the senior population into lifting weights. But nobody suggested a yoga class. Flexibility is the key. See, if I'm more flexible, if I can at least lengthen out those muscles a little bit and not make them so tight, I can move better. The joints will move better. They won't be tight and move in properly. See, that, then we can slow down degeneration. Do stretching. Look for yoga programs to help with those muscle tone. You see, the brain, and I always use this expression, the brain will kill a squirrel with a bazooka. Right? The brain overreacts. To keep that joint secure and safe, you don't really need it to be as tight as it is so that we're like this. And so there is a happy medium. But it's up to you to tell your brain, we don't need to be that tight. Put the bazooka away. So that's one thing. The other reality of getting old and how it affects your health is psychological. You cannot drink the Kool-Aid, if you will, of ageism. A little trade secret, at least on my end. I can't speak for medical doctors because I'm not one, but I have seen so many people come from medical doctors telling me what they said. And I also know people who are chiropractors that use this, is we want to tell you, well, you know what? You're older. You can't expect more than this. This is just how it is. See, it is my opinion. I'm not doubting the existence of arthritis or fibromyalgia. By no means. They are definitely real. And they affect lots of people. However, most of the people that I've ever seen come into my clinic have been told they have arthritis or fibromyalgia, and they do not. It is what I call a garbage diagnosis. A healthcare practitioner doesn't know what to do with you. You're not seeing results. We're going to label it arthritis, give you an anti-inflammatory. Chiropractor saying, I can't touch you. You're just too far gone. Or fibromyalgia because you have muscle pain. Don't know what to do with that. Could be another drug. Somebody can wipe their hands of you, get massages. You're just going to have to live with it. Always, always question. Never settle for one answer. If you don't like the answer, make sure it's the proper answer before you have to swallow that bitter pill. I can't tell you how many people have come to me with the death sentence of arthritis. Not that it causes death, but it might as well, because now it's ruined their life. They've limited what they've done. They limited how they do it. There's a difference between longevity of life and quality of life. And that death sentence always affects the quality of life. They get to a certain level with whether it's the medication, the adjustment treatments, whatever it might be, and they're like, well, that's the best I can get. They told me I have arthritis. And just because it rains doesn't mean you should be hurting. Fight for your quality of life. No one else out there is going to. Only you. Only you are going to fight for your quality of life. And that's why I'm here to tell you. The emperor has no clothes. See, we get you in, we get you out. We're not going to fight on your behalf. Healthcare practitioners want to make you better. But we're not going to search for the answers. We're not going to protect your interest. Only you can do that. Remember that. No matter who it is. Even me. Realize you're responsible. You're responsible for your own quality of life. You have to do it on your end. If you remember me talking about first thing to do is to look in the mirror and see what can you do better. That's one step. 2, another step is to take care of your body before it even runs into problems. 3, when you get told what's wrong with you in healthcare by a healthcare practitioner, whoever they might be, and you don't like it, keep looking. Keep looking. I've been wrong before. I'm human. We all do. We all make mistakes. Heck, that's why they call it the practice of medicine, the practice of chiropractic. Sometimes you think something is one thing and it's not. Don't accept the finality of whatever it is. Keep searching, keep lurking, keep working. Because after all, it is a process, not an event. Until next time.